Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the presentation of our second quarter and first half results. I'm Raffaella Luglini, head of IR and SRI. For the presentation today, I'm pleased to have here with us Leonardo, CEO and General Manager Mauro Moretti. He will show you how we have been delivering on our industrial plan. And later, he will update you on progress on some of our key strategic priorities and step forward. The CFO, Giampiero Cutillo, will take you through the detailed financial results and outlook. And then, at the end, we will welcome your questions. I will now hand you over to our CEO, Mauro Moretti.
Thank you, Raffaella. Good morning, everybody. We are pleased this morning to present half-year results that clearly show the progress and successful execution of our industrial plan. We are delivering on our targets to raise profitability, cash flow generation, and improve net debt reduction. And we have gradually been repositioning the group through the improvement of efficiency measures, streamlining operation, and the improvement of the effectiveness, focus on our core business and streamlined product portfolio. On this basis, you are now seeing a more solid and balanced financial performance, with a more balanced spread of contribution from our key businesses. In particular, aeronautics has showed a very good performance. Electronics, defense, and security system showed further continuous improvement, while helicopters faced growing challenges across wider civil markets, mainly oil and gas. So, overall, we remain on track in achieving targets set in industrial plan. Some of our key achievements of the first half of this year, comparing to the first half of 2015, our order intake is more than double at 12.8 billion euro, 130% more than next year, due to the largest order in Leonardo history, Finmeccanica history, the EFA with the UK Kuwait government, which means our book-to-bill is 2.4 to 1. We have grown EBITDA by 7% and increased group EBITDA margin by 120 basic points to 8.7%. And EBIT margin from 5.9 to 7.4%. We are now driving results to the bottom line, delivering net income, excluding extraordinary transactions, of 200 million, almost the whole of 2015, just in one half. And despite negative Forex impact, we have reduced our net debt by 15% year to year. I consider this a very good performance. It also shows we are building a company whose performance is more sustainable and predictable, and that can face and manage challenges that arise in individual markets or sector without difficulties. How? We get significant orders and agreements signed across the divisions, like the more circa 8 billion Eurofighter Kuwait order, the largest ever booked, that will boost backlog and visibility of performance of aeronautics and electronics, defense and security system for 8 years, and which offers further potential from additional customer support activity over the entire life of the fleet, more than 30 years. To give a sense of its magnitude, you have to consider that the second largest ever contract acquired by Finmeccanica stood at approximately 2 billion euro. And in pipeline, there is the G2G agreement between Italy and Qatar, signed in June, to supply 7 new ships to Qatar Naval Force. Platform will be provided by our partner Fincantieri, while Leonardo will provide latest generation naval control and combat system and sensor and radars and so on, which will be worth another approximately 1 billion in order to the group, not considering also the effect on MBDI that we control for 25%, that for both the contracts has roughly order for more than 2 billion euro, 2.5 billion more or less. 25% is obviously the Leonardo part. Moreover, it's important to have strong roots in key markets, both domestic and international, for us particularly international. We are signing agreements and orders that are of outstanding strategic relevance for us, like an arrangement with the UK mod that will see Leonardo, together with BAE Systems, to include comprehensive Typhoon avionics support for at least 10 years. It is an initiative known as Typhoon Total Availability Enterprise. And for Leonardo, it is expected to be worth over 600 million, as we provide more than 60% of the avionics for the Typhoon. Or, like the order booked in the security business, where there are significant opportunities going forward. And just to give you some examples, we have booked a key contract in Italy for the implementation of Tetra-based mission-critical national mobile radio service, assuring secure communication for police forces, quite important in this period of terrorism. And we are playing a key role in the ground segment of the NATO, the new NATO, with the Alliance Ground Surveillance Systems, which is becoming an operational reality. So we are doing an outstanding job at the cutting-edge technology level to deliver on our promise and to create value for all our stakeholders, and particularly shareholders. This is the right way for our future, the high quality of our order intakes. And with this, I leave the floor to Giampiero for the figures on the financial performance. Thank you.
Thank you, Mauro. Thank you, Mauro, and good morning, everyone. First and foremost, as Mauro clearly said, the first half of 2016 results are a clear evidence that we are progressing well in the execution of our industrial plan, delivering as per our plan and confirming the success of our industrial efficiency improvement and cost-cutting actions. But what is most important, they mean you are seeing a very different group that relies much more equally on all the 3 core businesses. This is able to continue improving profitability despite the increasingly challenging environment, with a higher quality backlog that safeguards future profitability and lowers the risk, and more reliable in delivering long-term, solid and sustainable performance. And the effect of this progress are visible in all our key metrics, with the profitability that continues to improve, solid bottom line, much less impacted by the below-the-line items, and the financial performance with a positive free operating cash flow in the second quarter for the second year in a row, and in line with last year, and a lower net debt despite the negative impact coming from the sterling exchange rate movement. This all means that we are confident of achieving our guidance for the full year 2016, as well as our medium-term targets included in the industrial plan. That's because of the good progress so far this year, especially in two divisions, aeronautics and defense electronics, and despite the softness in the helicopter business that, notwithstanding the lower revenues, has been able to maintain a strong profitability in line with last year. Within the group, aeronautics has shown a very good performance. We are really pleased with the order intakes, obviously, especially on the aircraft division, with the record 8 billion euro Kuwait Eurofighter order, which confirm the importance of the program and its great momentum supporting future opportunities. And also, the profits and margin are growing with all the action in the efficiency improvement, particularly on the aerostructure side, where we still have a lot to do, but we believe we are in the right path. And also ATR continues to make a valuable contribution. Then electronics, defense and security system is also performing very well, with a further continuous improvement and a clear evidence that our restructuring programs have been well executed. We have seen a strong improvement in profitability with an outstanding margin in airborne and space and good margin in land and naval, but also a better performance in security information system, which is no longer recording losses. We feel very comfortable with the progress here, and we are proceeding towards an even healthier margin. Meanwhile, helicopters are facing growing market challenges across wider civil markets. As anticipated in the first quarter, the helicopters' new order intakes was weak in the first half, reflecting the market softness, as well as some timing delay on some orders. And also remember that the comparison with the first half of 2015 is even more evident due to the major UK MOD support contract signed last year. Helicopter revenues also fell in the first half, but we were able to maintain anyhow an impressive margin with a return on sales around 12%. And this was due to the benefits of a flexible product cost structure. Looking ahead in the short terms, let me give you some updates on our expectation for the full year. Given the potential order pipeline, we are expecting a material higher second half than first half in terms of new order intakes for helicopters, which will include sizable new orders from governmental customers, both domestic, Italy and UK, and international. And some of them has been already signed in July. For the full year 2016, anyhow, should therefore come out with a new order in the range of 3.5 or 4 billion. And we have a high degree of confidence at the lower end of this range. For revenue, the enduring market pressure makes us forecasting revenues to be down in the range of around 10% year on year. But despite this lower revenue, for the full year, we do confirm our expectation to maintain the profitability at the same at the level of last year. Thanks to the continuous optimization in our cost structure that give us the enough flexibility to sustain this volume reduction. And you should also remember that our helicopter business still continue to rely on a diversified and healthy backlog that ensures around 2.5 years of equivalent production. So overall, the key point on the group performance is that the progress in aeronautics and electronics, defense and security system has offset the softness in helicopters. And that's why we can be comfortable with meeting our targets for the full year. Let me now guide you through how our businesses have driven the group performance in the first half. Starting with the order intakes, you can see a sharp rise in order intakes with the new order booked in the first half at around 13 billion euros due to the major Eurofighter contract from Kuwait, as you know. But even putting aside the group or this aside, the group order intakes was in line with the expectation. We saw a very good order intakes in aeronautics even before the Kuwait order, with the major order for 9 M346 trainers for the Italian Air Force, and higher order in aerostructure for ATR and the P-787. Electronics, defense and security system saw a slight decline in the level of order intakes compared with 2015, partially as a result of a change in perimeter of DRS, and partially because of the postponement of some order to the second half. But order highlights in the first half included a major contract to the Qatar Air Force and for the air traffic surveillance and protection system, and in DRS, a joint assault bridge contract for the US Army. There are good opportunities in the short-term pipeline in this sector, and this means that we are expecting the full-year new order intakes for the entire sector to be pretty solid, with a book-to-bill expected above 1. Helicopters showed a reduced level of order of 1 billion euros for the reason that we already covered. So overall, for the group, the first half new order intakes represent a very satisfactory performance. In revenue, here overall, revenue were at 5.4 billion compared to the 5.9 billion in the first half of the year. This fall is mainly attributable to the shortfall in helicopters, where revenues were lower at 1.7 billion. And this is mainly due to the market pressures, some delays on the industrialization of the AW169, but also some even smaller, lower contribution from product support. The electronics, defense and security system contributed the highest sector revenue of 2.4 billion euros. This level was slightly lower because of the changed perimeter on DRS due to the disposal of a couple of line of business at the end of 2015. Aeronautics showed a slight decline because of the B-77 revenue pass-through, already in our plan as anticipated. Moving to the profitability. All our key profitability indicators showed a strong improvement in the first half, exceeding our targets. You can see on this slide that the EBITDA rose 6.5% from 738 million to 786 million. With an overall EBITDA margin rising more than 200 basis points from 12 to 14.5%. And we are also very satisfied with the group EBITDA performance in the first half. The group EBITDA rose almost 5% to 472 million, and our key return on sales profitability indicator rose from 7.5 to 8.7. That's a good performance, on track with our targets, and a clear evidence of the progress executing our industrial plan. And you can see on the slide the growing and a more balanced contribution with the growing profitability of electronics, defense and security system and aeronautics. Electronics, defense, security system increased the EBITDA from 147 to 177 million, and it increased its return on sales to 7.3 from the 5.8 of last year. On the European side, there was a sharp improvement as a result of the benefits from the successful efficiency improvement and the cost cutting, while at the DRS, there was a slightly lower margin because of the business mix in the first half, with a larger element of programs at the development stage. But, notwithstanding this, we are still forecasting a year-on-year improvement by year-end. Aeronautics EBITDA increased 34% from 86 to 115 million, and also the return on sales was at 8.3, 220 basis points higher than last year, driven by the improving performance in the aerostructure division and a good contribution from ATR. And while helicopter saw the 22% fall in EBITDA to 202 million, it held its return on sales at around 12%, with its flexible product cost structure able to offset the lower level of volume. Space had a good first half performance on the manufacturing side, with a higher volume on telecommunications programs and especially on the Earth observation segment. And we have been able also to achieve a further material step up in EBIT and in net results. EBIT rose 14% to almost 400 million as a result of a lower impact of restructuring and non-recurring costs, which we still expect to be in line with last year. Below the EBIT, our interest costs were lower at 121 million, reflecting the lower gross debt and some foreign exchange differences, together with the favorable impact of the fair value from derivatives. Looking at the full year, without considering the fair value items, which obviously it's outside of our control, we do confirm our expectation of financial charges lower than last year, in the range of 380 million. Taxes were higher than in the first half of last year due to the slightly higher earnings, but we expect to be substantially in line with the 2015 in the range of 180-190 million. This all means that our net result before extraordinary transaction more than doubled to 200 million. Mauro spoke earlier about the Eurofighter Kuwait contract. Nothing has changed compared to what you already know. We have booked this order in the second quarter and cashed in the portion of the advance payment in July. So we do confirm the 200 million net impact on the free operating cash flow at the year end, with, I remind you, the additional 400 million expected in 2017. As we begin the third quarter, we are able to give you some more color on how we see our key metrics evolving towards the year end. Broadly speaking, we are comfortable with the guidance we confirmed in May after the signing of the Eurofighter Kuwait contract. And as we sit today, we are very comfortable with the EBITDA guidance range. And in fact, The success of our restructuring and efficiency improvement programs means we think we will be at the top end of this EBITDA guidance range. And this means a return on sales greater than 10%. That's a very positive position to be in, especially in this current environment. And we are comfortable with our cash flow guidance, expecting over $500 million of pre-operating cash flow, with the net debt confirmed at approximately $2.8 billion. So new order intakes is our more challenging area because of the difficulties in some markets, especially in the mentioned helicopters markets. And achieving our guidance of around 20 billion could depend on helicopters achieving the higher end of our range of expectation. While for revenue, we think we may be towards the lower end of our stated guidance range of 12.2 to 12.7 billion. And again, that's due to the softness in helicopters lasting longer than expected. So in summary, notwithstanding some negative external challenges, we aim to deliver a very good results on the areas which we have under our control, confirming the success and effectiveness of the action we have been taking. And this will clearly lead to a solid and reliable group delivering a strong full year 2016 by all means. And with that, I'll hand back over to Mauro.
Thank you, Giampiero. I am particularly pleased today to be here with the new name, Leonardo. You have already presented proudly to our investor community Leonardo, but I would like to underline that Leonardo is more than just a new name for us. It is a part of a journey of transformation for the company that started 2 years ago and today sees us having undergone a complete renewal and a cultural change, reborn with a strong identity, founded on roots that live deep into our best past, our best legacy. 18 months ago, I laid out my first industrial plan, based on a detailed analysis of our competitive positioning and performance. We identified the action to be taken to increase profitability and cash generation, as well to strengthen the capital structure, to become a stronger, more focused aerospace and defense player with 4 core businesses, and to build a more effective presence on the international markets with an integrated offer of products and services and stronger reputation based on integrity and transparency. Today, after 18 months, we are doing more with less. We are slimmer and we have more muscles to better perform and to compete on the global arena. And in fact, we have overperformed, as you have appreciated with our figures. What have we done? We have used brain and heart. We have aggressively reduced cost, beating the target set for the SG&A reduction, and tackling inefficiency in manufacturing, supply chain, and engineering too. Let me take the example of our Boeing 787 sites facility in Grottaglie, South Italy, which in the past experienced several industrial issues, generating a lot of losses. We are carrying out a complete review of the supply chain, reinsourcing some of the most valuable activities of the entire manufacturing processes, retaining control over industrial process. This is resulting in improved industrial processes and better quality for our customers, Boeing particularly. And it has resulted in the profitability of our structures, moving from a deep red territory to close to break-even at the end of this year. These decisions caused often negative impact and negative reaction, particularly of the suppliers. But these won't change either the direction or the pace of our journey. And we intend to move forward with determination in implementing this process, even if it is in conflict with external interests, in the sole interest of Leonardo, our customers, and our shareholders. The benefits of these actions are already visible in the improved profitability of Leonardo. And as we drive profitability and cash, it has a clear benefit for our capital position. Net debt has reduced by 15% in the last 12 months, despite Forex headwinds. We were well on our way to our target of net debt below 2.8 billion euro, even before the Kuwait contract. And these results have been achieved 1 year ahead of the original plan. So we have now a more solid and flexible capital structure, a solid base for our future growth. We have also materially right-sized investment costs through a detailed assessment of engineering activities driven by expected return. In doing so, we have reduced annual investment of Leonardo from more than 1 billion euro per year to circa 650 in 2015, beating so the target set in the industrial plan 2 years in advance, expecting to maintain that level going forward. We are doing it without jeopardizing the innovation in our company and leveraging on our intellectual property. The key is to focus resources in fewer and more profitable and cash-generative investment, namely in those systems and platforms that will keep us a cutting edge. Some example of our investment strategy. The unmanned. As you know, we strongly believe in the unmanned technology. We are involved in all the unmanned domain, from the air, both fixed and rotary wings, to the ground, the sea surface, underwater. And we are working on a complete range of unmanned systems in different categories and sizes, from very light up to the medium altitude, long endurance unmanned aerial vehicle, the MALE, that can be used also to address the increasing security needs. The Falco family, for example, has already scored key commercial success. It is growing, appreciated by many international customers. And with the IRIS, European Funded Project, we are developing new rules and standards to safely fly in non-segregated airspace, giving so rooms for the development of the unmanned. In aircraft, leveraging on strong capabilities in military trainers and fighters that we already have, we are completing our offering, extending the range from simulators to trainers to the most sophisticated fighters. Particularly the EFA Eurofighter contract with Kuwait opened for us the new season for the Scan Radar and the new improvement in the technology on board of the aircraft, creating the condition to have a couple of decades ahead for the new type of Eurofighter. So we are developing the new intermediate trainer, the M345 high efficiency trainer, aimed at the basic advanced phases of the training syllabus, able to offer lower operating costs and fulfill trainer needs of a second-tier customers. But we are leveraging the successful of the M346 trainer platform, already bought by some key customers like Israel, Singapore, and Poland. And we are extending our offering to the M346 fighter trainer, a double role version, thus providing both training and light attack operational capabilities as a low-cost solution based on the same platform. If you consider that at the moment all the theater can be covered with the performances of this kind of fighter, very affordable, we have a very big market that we can cover. In helicopters, where our focus on family has led to us completing to certification of the Augusta Western 189 and 169, whilst we also commit to the 609 tilting rotor, which, through combining the benefits of helicopters and a fixed-wing aircraft, represents the next generation of aircraft transport. And I would like to mention also the 109 Tracker, which is the newest light twin-engine helicopters in the 3-ton class, ideally suited to training, utility, and aerial work operations, which require best-in-class lighting capabilities, alongside superior range and performances. In this period of crisis, this is one of the best sellers at the moment. Then moving to electronics, defense, and security systems, we are very much focused on the growing need for security. From advanced digital platform for protection and management of critical infrastructure to detection. From intelligence and investigation to cyber intelligence. From security operation to cyber security. We are strengthening our capabilities by becoming NATO's cybersecurity mission partner, delivering the NATO computer incident response capability, the so-called INCIRC, and we are studying a new technology demonstrator program with the UK mod regarding the Eurofighter Typhoon's IFF, Identification Friend and Foes system, which will allow the pilots to distinguish between friendly and potentially hostile aircraft in every condition. We are already a leader in IFF technology, providing the latest equipment for major platforms worldwide, air, land, and naval. So, reducing costs and focusing investments are just two ways in which we are driving profitability and cash, not only for today, but also for the future. An important part of the industrial plans was a deep rationalization of the business and product portfolio, focusing on systems and capabilities where we are technologically at the forefront and that are driving customer needs and market requirements. Today, Leonardo is a one company concentrated in 4 core space, defense, and security sectors, operating through 7 divisions. A better balanced business means that we are better positioned to manage the rise and fall of our individual markets. Not only from an industrial point of view, being an integrated one company gives us today the flexibility to manage possible shortfalls in a business sector division, moving engineering and manufacturing capacity to other sector division which contemporarily enjoy growing demand and so higher production and delivery rates. This would have been impossible until only last year. And is the way that we are using to compensate the helicopters situation with the other sectors at the moment. When you create a more efficient, more focused organization, you still have to be able to win in the market. Today, Leonardo is a company that brings together the wealth of skills and expertise of its constituent companies and the ability to be more effective with streamlined decision-making, to be more responsive to customer requests, but that is unwilling to compromise on the quality of our internal processes and suppliers. As a result, we are able to better compete in international markets and to deliver value to our shareholders and stakeholders, with results that are increasingly visible. For example, taking the Kuwait contract. You all know what we won, but as important is why we won. First, this is a great product, a great system that includes new development, is radar, new way to have the relationship with our customer, a turnkey sustainment service that we have worked hard to improve and make it more competitive. Today is maybe the target of every country in fighter worldwide. Second, our commercial organization is sharper and more focused than it was, operating with more intensity and purpose. Our capabilities have improved. And third, we are working better as a team, leveraging the support of our government and our military relationship. For example, the Italian Air Force hosted Kuwaiti pilots for testing before the contract was signed. And creating together training center is the way also to give at our customer, potential customer, all the full service that at the moment a lot of countries need. And this is not going to be an isolated success. The agreement between the Italian government and Qatar that I mentioned earlier is another example of this in action. You know, a word in business contracts is a matter of trust, and particularly in our sector. I remember when the Prime Minister of Kuwait said to our Prime Minister, we are signing not a contract, but a trust agreement. Together with the board, we have strongly pushed on strengthening our company reputation and accountability on the markets. In doing this radical renewal, we have moved on a precise roadmap based on a few principles. First, radical cultural change based on clear, simple rules and unique standards. Second, ensuring meritocracy also through a deep assessment of top managers conducted by third party independently. Third, zero tolerance for corruption. But above all, give good example, starting from the top behavior. We have reshaped the corporate values through the promotion of integrity, correctness, and transparency principles. By the new governance model, we have strengthened the internal regulatory system and the effectiveness of control. Thanks to a shorter chain of ownership, fast decision-making, and flexibility, we aim at streamlining and empowering control and risk management system, ensuring a unique approach on responsible conduct and correct behavior. The result of our action have been recognized by Transparency International, with the promotion in the Defense Company Anti-Corruption Index up to band B, level B, together with the best international companies, but particularly at the highest level in Europe, sometimes far at the other. So, to conclude, we continue to do an outstanding job with what we can control. And given the challenges we face in the current economic sector environment, we have a more effective and coordinated commercial approach on key selected markets, with clear evidence of the benefits reflected in improving profitability, improving cash flow generation, a more balanced, resilient business, reiterating guidance, and recent sizable commercial achievements. We are satisfied with the progress made, and we know we have much further to go. And this, I thank you for your attention, and over to Raffaella for the questions.
Okay, thank you, Mauro.
Thank you very much.
Okay.